So, as you can see, the Ender is now open and I have plenty of levels. I also have plenty of diamonds from an earlier mining session, most of which were actually spent on finishing kitting myself out with a bunch more gear. Some of these pieces are not fully enchanted yet, but it's good enough for a week 2 armor set. Or just enough to toss the enchantment I forgot to put on my diving helm on. And not quite enough to also enchant the other half of that moneymaker with protection. Or with good protection. But I still have enough of the diving kit and a very nice shovel to gather enough sand to feed the rest of my server. And that's going to be one of the things I'll be selling this season. Industrial quantities of concrete and glass. Of course, I'm starting off my selling of sand this season with a project that was handed to the Ravine crew as a group, provided I can find any sand. This is part of why I want diving gear, so I can head out into the Coral Ocean later and grab... Actually, you know what? Forget later. I'm about to do this right now. My diving gear might not have protection yet, but it has got underwater action. Or maybe just 2 shulkers of sand, given that cleaning out my inventory kind of filled most of a shulker. And so I take a brief break from working on my own base plenty of unmined to fill
sand
a
over
commission
here,
for one Grim Wolf to help fill in even
His
more
base.
this way with an awful lot of sand. I have no idea why he wants this area full of sand, but he does, and he's willing to pay diamonds for it. So, and the value of this is just going to keep going up as the server strips the easily exposed deserts for sand, and nobody properly invests in aqua affinity. Then again, given that this isn't a public video, I'm going to have competition who will do just that. You didn't see that. Good morning, Internet. In this episode, we get to watch Aurora fail to do Redstone. Or hopefully, actually succeed at Redstone. And what's this? Spark Soul was here. So, checking against my first design, I wanted 4 sticky pistons, and I only have 3, which means I'm going to have to include a shopping trip somewhere in this Redstone building montage. But the design of Castle Gate, I borrowed from Mumbo Jumbo. Featuring 1 observer, like a bunch of pistons. Okay, 5 pistons. I'm also going to have to chop some trees. And a non-trivial number of redstone repeaters, of which... I have got the stone. The first step of which, of course, is to isolate the water so that I don't have to deal with my redstone getting flooded with water as I build. And here we have a little bit of space for working on the bottom area. Not much, but then it doesn't need all that much. Now first, These should all be facing vertically. And then on top of them, insert more pistons to continue. And repeaters with no ticks, and then bow there, with the one observer and those. A little bit of extra clearance over there, but it never hurts to have a little bit of room to maneuver. And this is why we make sure to isolate in advance. And the collection of repeaters would go there, but again, I don't have enough resources. And 2 pistons to finish off the bottom layer, plus 6 for the top layer. For that should be enough pistons. One of these pistons is in fact a sticky piston. And the rest of the slime gets to go in my chest of utility and probably never come out for the rest of the season. And now I get to look up and now to consult my notes for how this works again. And those are both timing 1. And that's 1 block into the floor with a block on it. Okay. So, 1 block into the floor. Plus 1 block on it. Not done in stone to mark that it's being actually used. And my alignment's wrong. Or actually, no, my alignment is just fine. It is this entire stack of blocks does not, in fact, needs to not be there. And this section over here is entirely unnecessary for the actual redstone. It is simply necessary as a way of getting out of here. think this goes up all the way over here. And now we are doing the upper portion of the redstone. So, after staring at it a bit to figure out what I was looking at, I believe I will also fail to make a lever. Okay, so that does work like that. Ah, there was another sticky piston required. Short, both. If I were good at redstone, I would not be having to tab back and forth every near result. However, I am not, so I'm copying it block by block without having a clue what it actually does. I had more redstone repeaters, didn't I? Oh well, I can rebuild them. I have that technology. I'm going to assume that I need another 7 redstone repeaters. Pretty sure I saw that one being all the way forward. And I believe yeah, where did my 2 tough blocks go? And that block should be full. And other than needing to replace some of my sand, why is that sand breaking? My timing is wrong. Ah, that should be neat. Well, some of my timing is wrong, but doesn't appear to be timing down here. Ah, that's what's wrong. Now, let's see if toggling this a few more times fixes it. Since whatever else one might say about it, it is also a remarkably robust piece of redstone that can be fixed by toggling it a few more times. And there's not many redstone that's true about. However, adjusting the toggling up there ought to help prevent that interesting failure state. And you're getting a remarkable tutorial in all of the ways of troubleshooting a Mumbo-style castle gate. I may have to manually fix this. Or perhaps the fault lies simply in my testing. So, the castle gate is functioning as it should be. and I simply have engineered it poorly. However, that I have the power to fix. If that is truly the amount of space I need to allocate, then that is the amount of space I need to allocate. However, I shall also have to decorate it more if... And let this serve as a lesson to all of you who plan to buildeth in Redstone. Make sure the Redstone component works first. And there we go, it is more blocky than I'd wanted the gate to be. But I've managed to salvage it. And it is at least functional redstone now. So that's an improvement. The second piece of redstone, by contrast, is simple enough that I was able to work out how to do it myself, with only minimal help from other members of the Ravine crew. I'm not entirely certain why some of the sorcery works, but it does. Redstone, as we all know, is witchcraft. Now, a beehive, when it's ready to be harvested, emits a signal strength of 3 through a comparator. A beehive, when it's ready to be harvested, emits a signal strength of 5 through a comparator. Apparently, it can still measure the beehive through 1 block. And I'm not certain which of these 2 blocks need to be glass for the redstone to go up, or whether it's both of them. But since I can't remember, I will treat it as if it were both. One, 2, 3, 4. And block 5. If this does not fire as intended, I can go through and adjust block over top of the dispenser. However, it does a decent job of establishing quarantine area. with regards to what area has to be set aside for the redstone. Beehives, we'll sock it in there. And I believe, actually, to give the bees an appropriate amount of clearance. And now, to gather some cobblestone stairs, since the bees cannot travel through the stair, but I can open a chest through the stair. Other stair building materials do also work. So, to keep it properly on theme with my base, it's actually going to be cobbled deep slate stairs. Well, it's still got a lot of decorating to do, but the first side of the bee enclosure is ready to put beehives in. And to start loading it up with shears. Provided I don't die to skeletons. But that's why I have a shield. Loading the dispensers up with shears. You silly bees by the hive. Stop trying to get at the flower over here. Head on back in. You have flowers in your enclosure. Honestly. However, my bees are producing honeycomb, so that's off to a good start. And of course, there is no hive there yet. I apparently forgot to bring glowberries on over when I set out to build this base, so I can't decorate the hobbit hole here with glowberries yet. But other than that, and waiting for grass to grow, I think it's looking okay. You know what else this needs? It needs a birch sapling. Maybe even a birch tree later on. And while it's night out, let's sneak in here and place down beehive. Let's toss some barrels here in the back for storing flowers. And the faint hint of daylight on the horizon. Yay! I won't have to deal with every, mob that thinks I'm easy prey. Might be right, but I don't want to have to deal with them. And that's the easy part of the flower farm done. The hard part is doing all the redstone. And I'm aware that standard redstone etiquette says wait on unleashing water all over everywhere until after you've set up the redstone. And since I don't actually intend on unleashing redstone all over everywhere, and found the water source block. This worked in my redstone testing world. Ah, there's my problem. Well, while it's currently on manual, that ain't great, but so let's make one extra redstone torch just for troubleshooting. Simple enough, even L'Aurora can do it, I said. And boy, I was wrong. Phew. Would have been bad if they had deleted my redstone dust. Okay, my trapdoors are working. Okay. That was a bunch longer in the setup, so I have more space to work with, but also, I need a redstone repeater. There we go! It finally works. Now, how many more bees do I have to breed before this hive starts producing something?